Storms making their way across the state tonight. Some parts of the Treasure Coast already seeing round one.
Tornado warnings issued within the last hour in Indian River County. Meteorologist James Whelan joining us off the top and is here to time out the storm's path. James.
Yeah, we talked about these two phases that it was going to go in, and the first one did produce that tornado warning. Nothing confirmed on the ground or anything like that, but some reports of some hail in Lakewood Park, 62-mile-per-hour wind gusts at the Vero Airport, too, and that's right where that tornado warning cell was before it moved offshore. It could have dropped down once it was offshore. That's the best we can hope for. There were some power outages out in Indian River County, too. That cell moving on off the main line here. You can notice the northern part of the line is dying on down and weakening, and then plus with this already stabilized a little bit more because of these storms, we're probably not going to see a whole lot spark back up, but we could, so we'll keep an eye on that. Timing out the rest of this line here as it makes it across the state. The southern part of it's still very strong, going all the way down to Marco Island. And we're looking at Okeechobee. We're talking about in about an hour, 7 o'clock. It'll be in Okeechobee and around the lake. 8 o'clock near Fort Pierce. 9 o'clock getting into West Palm Beach. And then the whole ordeal done by midnight. We're still tracking a very strong storm here as it moves off of Vero once again. You've been having this training going on where you get one after another, and you see a couple more popping up and some even back down to the west. So these could be pretty strong too as they move again up towards Vero Beach and Fort Pierce. Stuart, you've been okay. Lucky so far, just a couple of showers. Port St. Lucie too, you haven't had a whole lot. And West Palm Beach, you've been okay right now. But we're tracking this line starting to build. So this is round one for Palm Beach County too. This will get here a little bit earlier, and notice in Boynton Beach almost 7 o'clock, so in about an hour there. 7:22 in West Palm Beach. Now this line will be more broken, so isolated to scattered here as this moves through. Then the main line, pretty much everybody will see some rain from it. Not everybody will see the severe weather, but everybody will see some rain and gusty conditions and lightning around as it moves on through. And again, like I said, by midnight, it exits the coastline and things will start to wind down and will even clear out and look just fine for the commute to work tomorrow morning. Storm Prediction Center, they did drop us down to marginal, except for Indian River County and Okeechobee, but still the potential is there. So regardless of this, we're still looking at the same impacts, and that's strong wind gusts, 50, 60 plus miles per hour. Still the isolated tornado threat will there, especially if we get some of these storms out ahead of it to now get in the way of the main line coming through. We could see some spin with that. So we're going to keep that isolated tornado threat in the forecast. And of course, heavy rain and some small hail, which you've already had reports of marble-sized hail in some areas too. If you can get safely any photos, be sure to tweet them at me if you're on Twitter, or email them at newstips@wptv.com. As we look at live Viper Max, again, that exiting, there's a couple exiting cells there, but more back to the northwest, and we'll keep a very close eye on these right here, starting to march in to north or southwestern Palm Beach County. The main line again arriving a little bit later as it gets closer. So here's the forecast. We're going downhill to, I think, a maximum time here with the line between 8 and midnight. That will be the kind of the bullseye time period between 8 and midnight. Then after midnight, we get rid of the rain and we'll slowly clear out overnight.